that? Hi, just doing my final video for the Met Police project. Um, when I think of the Met, what springs to mind? Well, I've always been felt really grateful to the police. I think they have a lot of difficult things that they have to deal with. A lot of responsibility. They have to deal with, you know, people that they see people at their worst, I think. And I've always just been really grateful for the police. This documentary has made me realize how professional they are and all the things in the way they handle um, difficulties, like that woman who was being arrested, and she was biting the officer and kicking them, and she bit someone twice, and I just think that's just something I would never want to do. And they must come across that kind of thing all the time, and the fact that they remain sane, I just find amazing. I have a lot of respect for the police. Their main responsibilities from this documentary, I really learned that their main responsibility was more protection of public, being proactive rather than reactive, looking forward to things that might happen in the future and trying to prevent those things, like that drunk man who was pestering the other man and wouldn't go away, and rather than just letting him walk away, they made sure he got in the car and was driven to a place. They made sure that certain steps were taken in order to protect that first man, in case something else happened. What they do well, I think, like I just mentioned earlier, I think they remain very professional. I think it's a highly stressful job. I think I wouldn't be able to maintain professionalism to that level the way they do. And I think they really care about what they do as well. I think I wrote this earlier in one of my answers. I, I, I'm sorry. I think that it must be a calling to be a police officer, to put up with what they put up with. Less successful at, I think what they're less successful at is really what this documentary was aimed at, their public perception. And I think that's probably why the documentary was made, so that people could see what they go through on a daily basis, how difficult it is to be a police officer, the challenges they face. So hopefully, after this documentary, they'll be more successful at that. Also, what they do well, they plan well. They whether it was the drug raid or the raid on the sex shop in Soho, the various festivals that they attended, they plan really well. The reaction to the Mark Duggan case, they know what they're doing, and they plan really well, and they try and anticipate what's going to happen. With the festival, I liked how they didn't want to be a threatening presence. They wanted to be there, but they wanted to be seen as a friendly presence rather than a threatening one. And how coordinated they were with with the drug raids and the raids on the sex shop. I thought that was very impressive how well they did that. How did they come across? I may have mentioned it already. Again, professional, dedicated, committed. Um, they put up with a lot of stress. And I also mentioned that one episode. It was London at night. They followed two police women, and at the end of the day, they went up to Alexandra Palace and enjoyed watching the sun come up, and marveled at what a beautiful city London was. And I can tell you right now, if I went through what they went through on a nightly basis, I would hate London. I would not be able to sit up looking at the view over London and say, wow. Oh, sorry, I think I might lose connection here. Sorry. I wouldn't have that kind of positive feeling. I'd be jaded. I'd be, angry, and I just think it's a credit to them that they're able to do that. Has my attitude changed? Not really. Not really. I've always had respect for the police. I've always known they've had a difficult job. This documentary highlighted exactly what they go through. And in a way, I kind of wish I didn't know, because ignorance is bliss. But I don't feel like I'm one of those people that needed to see what they went through in order to respect what they did. Like I said, I've always respected police. I've seen instances of people who don't respect the police, and I've never really understood that. Like, there's a woman in America who was found committed suicide after she'd been arrested, and they showed the tape of her being arrested, and the police officer says, "Put the cigarette out," and she doesn't. get out of your car, and she does it. She argues with them the whole time, and I'm telling you, if a police officer tells me to put my cigarette out, I'm putting my cigarette out. If he says get out of your car, I'm getting out of your car. So I have always had respect and always knew that they must have a difficult job to do, and I'm grateful that there are people that are willing to do it, because they keep not only my neighborhood safe, they keep society safe, and they're there for us. And I think we expect too much from them, to be honest with you. Well, I don't, but I think public expects them to be perfect, and of course they're human. They can't be perfect. But I hope this documentary opens a lot of eyes and helps people see what they go through, and makes them think, wow, I'm glad I don't have to do that. I'm glad I don't have to deal with that kind of stress and that kind of challenges and those issues. And hopefully it will change a lot of public perception. Okay, that's it. Thanks very much, and thanks for the understanding with the extension. I really appreciate it. It's been a difficult couple of weeks, so thank you very much. Bye-bye.